This is a remake because I found out that number 9 on tour video was rotten. The sound and the video didn't match up. So I'm doing it over based on what was in the original one. Here is a do list. It's Alt-O, or you can click it with the mouse. There's already one item. There's 2 items. Join the Bascom County Genealogy Society and respond to queries. There's 2 items in the do list. What if I wanted to delete one of them? Double click, hit delete on the keyboard, and it's gone. Now let's make a new one. Wash the dishes. Tab, spacebar. There it is. And that was priority 1, high priority. Low priority is way down there on the left, 10. Let's delete this one first. Double click it and delete on the keyboard. Okay. Now let's create a new one. That's going to be a priority 5. Feed the dogs. Add. Okay, now let's make a lowest priority. Next we're going to feed the snails. That's lowest on our priority. And see, there you go. I just created these 3 items. This one was like 2.5 something. This one was 5. This one was 10. Now let's create number 1 priority. Delete stuff from do list. That's number 1 priority, so it goes all the way to the top. Okay. Now let's start here. Delete. Here, delete. Here, delete. Here, delete. Okay, that's the do list. Here's a little something I started. It's the Types tab, Alt-T or click. This has everything in it that is in the Types database table for event type. Okay, and then we need to make it for name type and all those other different types. We've even got place type now for county, state, province, village, all that different kind of stuff. But so far in this Types tab, I'm just doing this as a demonstration of what sort of things that the Types tab will be used for eventually. With events, you got to say if you create a new event, then you have to say, is it a couple event? Is it a marital event? Is it after death event like funeral or burial or probate? Okay, now with a couple event, first kiss, that's a couple event, but it's not a marital event. Okay, so all couple events are not marital events. However, all marital events, such as divorce, are couple events. And then when you create a new one here, it's added to this list. The next thing is we're going to go over here and look at some new stuff. First off, we've got this. This is a default directory for image source, as you can see. This will open up in File Explorer. It comes with Windows, just like that. Okay, this is you're just telling Treebard where to look first. You can have your originals, your photographs, your images anywhere on your computer, but this is where it looks first. And I just deleted what was there, but it's still there. Okay, let's say select folder. There it is. So that's where it's going to look first. That's not where I want that to be. Genealogy database, GEDCOM files. There it is, folder, select folder. That's just a folder. Okay, and then we go over to media. This is where all the fun stuff is. Here and here. Right now there's nothing in graphics. You can put something in graphics. You could go in here, open this guy's gallery, and you can say edit for the current photo, whichever one happens to be on the screen right now. Let's put the mug shot. This real guy, I mean, not the fake guy that I have on my sample database, but the guy who's really in the picture, the real guy, he stole the Mona Lisa. Well, they put him in jail for a while, but he was a national hero back in Italy because he brought the Mona Lisa back from France, where she was imprisoned in the Louvre, brought her back to Italy, where she belonged, and kept her safe in his apartment, all right there on his kitchen wall for, about 3 years. And then they tracked him down, put him in jail for a few months. He went home. His fellow country people loved him. So that's how you put something on the graphics tab from a gallery. Well, here's one thing you can do. You can clear this tab. Now nothing's on there again. Over in Preferences, Media. So, for example, if you go, this is Alt-E, Alt-E, Alt-M. There you are, Media tab. This is where you put your pictures in the database. Let's just start at the top. We're going to add an image to the tree. Now, you can put an image in a tree. Oh, let's just put that one in. That's a good picture. Let's put this one instead. Okay. Caption, there is Professor UD Guru with Bella and Chakra. Okay. In Treebard, if you want to use a photo, you find it anywhere on your computer, starting in the place where we told it to look first, which is there. And then you give it any caption you want. You can leave that blank. And then it goes into the project folder. Actually, a copy of it goes into the project folder. Treebard does not move your originals or change your originals in any way. It doesn't even open your originals, just to copy them. It just copies them over to the project folder, and now that picture is in the tree. Let's put both of them in just for the fun of it. Let's go like this. Dixie and Natasha. All right, now we've just added 2 more pictures. Changes below will relate to what element type. So you've got to say is male, female, etc. Select an image that's already in the tree. Now we're going to do something to it. We're going to link it to a current element, such as a person. These are already in the tree. You see data, sample tree. This is the sample tree we're working in. And under images, we've got, see, we just looked at that. There's that mugshot I just showed you. There's the 2 we just added. I just selected a picture. We want to link it to the current element. Jeremiah Lawrence Grimaldo. Let's just change the person, somebody else. Go. Let's just start typing S-A-R. There's always somebody named Sarah in every tree, usually more than one. Now, by this time, some of our tour videos are very old. We no longer double-click a name to change to that person. We hold Control, 1 click, and no more double-clicking to change the person. Other than that, it's working similarly. Trevor, go back to Preferences. We've already got those 2 images in the tree. Those 2 images are not linked to any particular person, but it's still here where I put it. Now we want to link to the current element. Current element is Trevor. Now you see, if I click place, it would link to the current place. If I click source, it would link to the current source. But if I click male, female, or unisex, it will link to the current person. Now we got a new feature there. When I point at the person, the ID number in the parentheses is replaced by the gender, unless it's unknown gender, in which case nothing happens. Click OK. Now we presumably have a new picture here under Trevor Fletcher Lumley. There it is. It's sideways, but we could probably rotate it. You know what I mean? I bet you anything we could. Let's open that up in a gallery. That's a nice big picture, isn't it? There's Professor UD Guru laying on his side. All right, and let's see. How are we going to fix this? We're going to click Edit. There it is. We don't have a rotate. Oh, rats. That's been happening a little bit. Why? Because I think it's because there's a smartphone involved and sometimes these pictures need to be rotated. A rotate feature is needed and it won't be hard to do, but I'm not going to do it right this minute. We're going to link or unlink here. That was a male, and then we're going to go here. There's the picture. We could unlink from Trevor. We could unlink from all elements, even though we know that Trevor's the only one that has that picture right now. But anyways, we can still do either one of these. We already did this. I want to delete it from the tree because it's sideways and we don't have a rotate feature. Okay. Delete from tree. Is it in the tree? No, it's gone. It used to be right here. All right, let's add this one instead. That's a male. Link that to the current person. Go OK. There you go. All these Genealogy programs are using little pink and green cartoon pictures for your ancestors, which I hope that somebody besides me on this planet realizes that that is in bad taste artistically wise. But it doesn't matter. You can use pink and green cartoon pictures for your ancestors if you want. You might make them roll over in their grave, but that's okay. I mean, if you don't mind, I don't mind. Let's go back to Trevor. Control click. It's not a double click anymore. We open this up and we go edit, and there it is, right there on the canvas. This white thing's just a canvas. This movie is going to be about editing graphics in Treebard, and this movie is going to be a little bit different because it's a lot newer than the one that it's replacing. Tour video number 9 was not editable. I'm editing all my movies now. I didn't used to, but I've changed my mind. So I'm editing all my movies, but number 9 was not viewable or editable because I found out too late because I was lazy that the video and the audio were out of sync and it could not be resurrected. There was no way to make any sense out of any of it, so I couldn't edit it. This movie is going to be a replacement for it. In the meantime, a lot of the functionalities that worked when I first made that movie are temporarily broken, or a little bit of code needs to be fixed, but I'm not writing code right now. I'm on vacation. This is currently 2024 February 7. I'm on vacation. I finished chapter 2 of Treebard development. I'm not writing code right now. I'm forcing myself to stay away from it for fear of burning myself out. And then instead of writing code right now, I'm editing videos. So all the videos that are on YouTube are going to be edited, and the old versions will be deleted because they're unwatchable. Here's a simple psychology lesson. I used to say, well, I'm not going to edit my movies because I want to be genuine, and then nobody watches the movies because they're a waste of time because they're unedited. And I'm always saying that a camera makes me nervous. Well, I figured out the main reason that the camera was making me nervous was because I knew the videos weren't going to be edited. So I would try not to make any mistakes. So now I discovered CapCut, which is a great program for editing videos. Now I'm no longer afraid to make mistakes. I'm no longer afraid to stop and think. So it's better now because I am going to edit the video and I don't care if I make a mistake. In this movie, I'm going to show you how I resize a video in a graphics program. And then I'm going to show you what the general functionalities of graphics are in Treebard without actually demonstrating the functionality, because the functionalities themselves are slightly broken right now. But I still want to show you what it can do and has done. It was all finished and working at one time. All right, so first thing I'm going to show you is you don't want to put a really huge picture in Treebard. I have this graphics program. It's called Jask Paint Shop Pro. It was bought up by Corel, and I believe that was bought up by Adobe, something, it doesn't matter. This picture is over 3,600 pixels wide, and you got no use for that in Treebard. So I'm going to show you how I make good quality, not by resizing, good quality smaller images, not by resizing. Well, I just had that on, that was 100%. So I'm just going to make it at the size I want it to be. That's the size I want it to be in Treebard. But see, it's still 3,600, so what are we going to do? And notice it's not jagged because the computer knows how to make it look smaller without messing up the quality. Okay, the computer knows how to display it, so we're just going to copy what the computer does. That's the easy way. I know you can do this in GIMP, but it's a little more technical, and this is the easy way. So what we're going to do is make a screenshot, push print screen. My button says PRT SCR SYS RQ. I have no idea what that means. I just call it print screen. Print screen on your Windows keyboard. And go up here and grab this in the brown area because I'm going to chop the brown out anyways. Now I just did that. I'm going to make that part go away. That's the big one. And there you go. It's only 450 pixels wide. You can still see it just fine, and that is 100%. So that's how I do that. Now I can save that any way I want. Then we'll open it up. I'll show you how to add it to a tree and open it up in Treebard. Here we are in Treebard. By the way, I wanted to show you this has changed where you used to double click a person's name to change that person to the current person. You now go control click. That's changed. Like that. Now I want to link that picture to Rico Eastwood Lumley, the current person. Alt E, Alt M, or you can click the tabs with the mouse to open the tab. This is how you add an image to the tree. This is the one I just made. This is the same thing. This is Dixie and Natasha, or anything else I want to say. Okay, that picture is now in the tree, right there. So we're going to link that to the current element. If you say male, female, or unisex, then your current element is a person. If you say place, the current element is the current place. If you say source, the current element is the current source. So this is going to be linked to Rico. Link to current element, okay. And now, remember before he had an old-timey camera, which is the default picture for males. And now he's got this picture as his default picture, as his main picture. The main picture is a picture that shows here on this button. Click the button, it opens the gallery, and there you see you have the full-size version right here. Now to click Edit, that puts it on the Graphics tab over here. See, we can go to the Graphics tab with Alt-G or the mouse. I want to show you this. Dixie and Natasha is what we said for a caption. You can crop this picture by drawing a rectangle. Let's just crop out the people and keep the dogs. Now this is where we've got a problem. There's an error, is what I'm trying to say. But I just want to show you very quickly. You can copy, give it a different name, and or a different size at the same time. You make 2 copies of a photo. Now that caption, Dixie and Natasha, you can change that. That's the caption that shows up in the gallery right here. You can change that right here. Click this, and all these tools are broken, except that one works. That's a default image. You can use default images or not. If you don't use default images and don't have any images, then automatically Treebard is going to display the do list instead of this button. If you don't have any images, there's no reason to open a gallery. And if you don't have a default image to display, then you're not going to have a blank tab here. You're going to have that. These old-timey camera pictures come with Treebard. Those are the default images that come with Treebard, but you can replace them with your own default images. There's one for place, one for source, one for male, one for female, and one for unisex. 5 default images come with Treebard. I suggest if you don't have a picture for somebody, then you should add an old vintage photo of the place where they lived as their picture. Then you won't have to see all these camera pictures, or you won't have to replace the camera pictures with ones you like if you don't like the camera pictures. There's the default image for female person. That's the default image for a male person. That's the default image for unisex. And we've got one that we use over here on a button to open the Places gallery, Places images. Over here in Sources, we've got one used on a button that opens the Sources images gallery. I'm just going to stop this one and hopefully be able to make a replacement for it someday, showing all the graphics features. Thanks for showing up. See you later.